Elon Musk's car company Tesla is not having an easy time. Tesla's sales rooms and factories across the US have been hit by vandalism and protests in response to Musk's role in US President Donald Trump's administration. Most have been peaceful, though fires were intentionally set at Tesla showrooms and charging stations in Colorado and Massachusetts last week. And at a Tesla outlet in New York last week, 6 people were arrested at a very large protest against Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Celebrities have also been, as is their style, ostentatiously returning their Teslas. And all the negative publicity has been hitting the company's bottom line. On Monday, Tesla shares fell by 15%, the steepest drop in 5 years, confirming the company's downwards trajectory. Meanwhile, a survey of Tesla investors found that 85% of them believed Elon Musk's politics were having a negative or extremely negative impact on the company. So it's been a tough few weeks for poor Elon Musk, and it's at times like this that you really need a friend. Step in Musk's BFF, President of the United States, Donald Trump.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. That's beautiful. This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer. I'm going to buy because, number one, it's a great product, as good as it gets. And number two, because this man has devoted his energy and his life to doing this. I think he's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people. And I just want people to know that you can't be penalized for being a patriot. And he's a great patriot.
Nothing to see here. Normal, normal, normal. The most powerful man in the world doing an infomercial for his biggest political donor's car company. And Trump even pledged to change the law to help Musk out with those pesky Tesla protesters.
Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company.
Grace, are you surprised that Donald Trump is Tesla's new spokesmodel?
Funnily enough, I'm not surprised. I actually released this book last year in which I argue that capitalism is not a free market system. There is no real separation between the public and private sectors. The idea that we have this competition between states and markets is a misreading of the way that capitalism works. And in fact, it's an oligarchic system based on deep cooperation between interests in the public and private sector. And I have lots of case studies from Boeing to ExxonMobil. Tesla is not one of them. And I think what's really funny about this is that usually the comic capitalist villains in any story do not head consumer-facing companies because consumers know who the CEOs are. And like, if you're going to be, the CEO of Boeing at a time when it cuts corners and, there are 2 separate plane crashes that killed nearly 350 people, you as a consumer don't really get to choose which planes you fly on. So it doesn't have too much of an impact in terms of consumer sentiment. Equally, if you're like a massive oil company and everyone knows you're evil, well, people still have to fill up their cars, right? You can choose which car you buy. And it's one of the goods that people choose to indicate something about their identity, right? Like people buy 4x4s because they want to seem strong and powerful and they don't care about the climate. People used to buy Teslas because they wanted to seem like good people. They wanted to be like, I'm a nice ethical consumer who cares about the climate. He's literally completely destroyed his own customer base and his own USP, which is really funny. So in that sense, I couldn't have predicted it. I also have an understanding as to why he's turned so far to the right. I wrote a thread about this. I basically think it has to do with when he started having to confront his unions. That was the root of Musk's rightward turn. And there's a really funny analogy there with Elon Musk, who hates unions and has ended up becoming a fascist, with Henry Ford, who also hated unions and sent thugs to beat up his workers when they went on strike, and was also mentioned positively by Hitler, and was given a medal, the only foreigner to be given a medal by Hitler. So there seems to be this thing of American automobile manufacturers who have very close relationships with the government, as both Ford and Musk did, who end up going to war with their unions and then relying on the state to basically crush worker power, and through that becoming quasi-fascists. So, yeah, there's an interesting historical parallel for you.